You open your eyes slowly. The air in the tent is still silent, but outside, an entire army is preparing for war. You hear the sharp clang of metal on metal, the hiss of whetstones sharpening spear points. Horses stomp nervously, their breath clouding in the cold night air. You can hear the low whispers of soldiers, while others just sit, staring into the flickering flames of the campfires. It is the evening of September 30th, 331 BC tomorrow. You will face the largest army in the world, and you are not just a commander. You are Alexander, king of Macedon, conqueror of Asia Minor. But tonight, everything could end. How did you get here? It seems like only yesterday, just 5 years ago, you were a young man of 20, the son of King Philip II. Then, in an instant, your world shattered. Your father was assassinated, and at only 20 years old, you became king. But ruling Macedon was never going to be enough for you, was it? Your ambition burned far brighter. You wanted the Persian Empire. At the time, it was the greatest empire on earth, stretching from the sun-scorched lands of Egypt all the way to the borders of India. But it was no longer the empire of Cyrus the Great. Its king was now Darius III, a ruler who had clawed his way to the throne through chaos and palace intrigue. And he knew that somewhere in the west, a young, ambitious king was marching toward him. In 334 BC, you crossed into Asia. Your army was small, a mere 30,000 infantry and 5,000 cavalry against the might of Persia. But size wasn't what mattered. Your army was a finely honed, weapon-disciplined, trained and hardened by years of war. And most importantly, their king fought right beside them, in the thick of the action. Your first real test came at the Granicus River. Your generals, experienced as they were, advised caution. The river was deep and swift, and the Persian cavalry was drawn up on the opposite bank, waiting. But waiting was never your style. You attacked, leading the cavalry charge yourself, plunging headfirst into the enemy. For a terrifying moment, everything almost ended right there. A Persian noble's sword was raised high above your head, seconds away from striking you down. But one of your loyal officers, Cletus, cut him down. From that moment on, a belief took root in the hearts of your soldiers. Alexander could not be defeated. A year later, you faced Darius himself at the Battle of Issus. His army dwarfed yours, but the battlefield was narrow, a tight corridor of land that completely negated his numerical advantage. The massive Persian army, unable to deploy its full strength, collapsed under your relentless assault. Darius fled for his life, leaving behind his entire royal family, his mother, his wife, his daughters. Yet, instead of shaming them, you treated them with the honor and respect due to royalty. Word of your chivalry spread like wildfire across the east, and your legend began to grow. But not every victory came so easily. The city of Tyre resisted you. For 7 long months, it held out, an island fortress that seemed untouchable, surrounded by the sea. Every day, your soldiers died beneath its towering walls, but you refused to leave. You would not be denied, so you commanded your army to build something that seemed impossible. A massive stone causeway, a land bridge stretching across the sea itself. And when it was finally finished, your army stormed the city. From that day forward, no one in the world doubted your terrifying determination. After the fall of Tyre, Egypt opened its gates to you. You were welcomed not as a conqueror, but as a liberator, a pharaoh. There, on the coast, you founded a new city, a beacon of knowledge and culture that would shine for thousands of years, Alexandria. But even in the splendor of Egypt, your thoughts were fixed on one man, on one final confrontation, Darius. So, in 331 BC, you marched east again, across the mighty Euphrates River, then across the Tigris. Along the way, something strange happened in the sky. The moon vanished, swallowed by a total lunar eclipse. Some of your soldiers were terrified, seeing it as a dark omen, but your priests interpreted it differently. It was a sign, they declared, of the fall of a Persian king. And now, here you are, standing on a low hill near a place called Gaugamela. As night falls, you look out across the vast flat plain, and you see them. Fires, not hundreds, but thousands upon thousands of fires, an ocean of light, stretching all the way to the horizon. It's the Persian camp. One of your soldiers whispers in awe. They are more numerous than the stars. The numbers are stark. Your army, 40,000 infantry, 7,000 cavalry, all of them veterans, the best soldiers in the world. But Darius had gathered the full might of his empire, perhaps over 100,000 men, as cavalry from the distant plains of Bactria, fierce Scythian horse archers, thousands of Greek mercenaries, 200 deadly scythed chariots, and even war elephants. It is, without a doubt, the largest army you have ever seen. Tension hangs heavy in your camp. Few men are sleeping tonight. You see them everywhere, some writing last letters home, others meticulously sharpening their weapons one last time. Many simply stare into the fire, lost in their thoughts. Even your most trusted generals, men who have fought by your side for years, feel the immense weight of what is to come. Inside your command tent, your war council gathers. Your most senior general, Parmenion, speaks first. His voice is grim. The Persians outnumber us, 3-1, he says. We should attack tonight. A surprise assault in the darkness could break them. He's a cautious man, and his logic is sound. But you shake your head and answer calmly for all to hear. I will not steal my victory. You want this battle fought in the clear light of day. You want this to be a victory the entire world will witness. Across the plain, in the sprawling Persian camp, Darius cannot sleep either. He walks among his troops, his mind racing, examining the battlefield he so carefully chose. A wide open plain, flattened by his men, perfect for his cavalry and chariots to maneuver. His plan is simple, brutal, and effective. Surround your smaller army, crush it with overwhelming numbers, and end your invasion forever. Near midnight, you step outside your tent. The wind whips at the torches, making the shadows dance. You perform a sacred ritual, a sacrifice, not for victory, but to fear itself. You do this because you know every soldier feels it, from the rawest recruit to the most grizzled veteran. Even kings, especially kings. Then you begin to walk through the camp. You move from fire to fire, speaking with your soldiers. You don't give them grand speeches. You talk to them. You remind them of their victories, of Granicus, of Issus, of Tyre. You look them in the eyes and you tell them, tomorrow we will not simply defeat an army. We will conquer all of Asia. And as you speak, you feel the mood shift. Fear turns to anger, anger to grim determination. The men erupt in cheers, their voices roaring into the night. Dawn comes. The sun rises over the plain, casting long shadows. The two armies form their lines of battle. Darius takes his position in the center. Surrounded by his elite royal guard, the immortals, you position yourself. On the far right wing, at the head of the companion cavalry, your most elite warriors, your friends. The battle begins. You don't charge forward. Instead, you begin moving slowly, deliberately, to the right. Drawing the Persian line with you, they follow, trying to outflank you. Their formation stretches, getting wider and wider and thinner. And then, exactly as you planned, a gap appears in the Persian center. The moment you were waiting for, you raise your spear and you shout. The companion cavalry surges forward as one. A perfect wedge of men and horses, slamming into the weakened Persian line, straight for the heart of the enemy army, straight for Darius. Darius sees you coming, this unstoppable force of bronze and fury, and he does exactly what he did at Issus. He turns his chariot, and he runs, and when the soldiers see their king, the living God, fleeing the field, the entire army, this vast assembly of nations, simply collapses. The will to fight is gone. After the battle, the road lies open. Babylon, Susa, Persepolis, the great capitals of the Persian Empire, fall one by one. The empire of Cyrus is no more, and the world enters a new era, the Hellenistic Age, where the cultures of Greece and the East will merge and create something entirely new. On that night, on the hills above Gaugamela, few men could have understood what was about to happen, but you did. You knew this one. Battle would change the course of history forever. And when you open your eyes again, perhaps you will awaken in another age, at another turning point, where history is once again waiting to be made. Subscribe to continue our journey across the minds and moments that changed the world. Thanks for watching.